All right, let's just jump right in. What if I told you that some of the most brilliant and successful people who have ever lived, I'm talking founding fathers, tech billionaires, you name it, all share one simple, surprisingly doable habit? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today, the 5-hour rule. So, to really get this, we've got to go back a bit. Let's talk about Benjamin Franklin. We all know the name, right? But what was his secret? How did he become, well, a genius? I mean, just think about it for a second. The guy was an inventor, a diplomat, a writer, a scientist. The list just keeps going. This wasn't just some smart dude. This was someone who was playing on a completely different level. So the question is, how on earth did he pull it all off? Now, here's what's so fascinating. The answer isn't just, oh, he was born a genius. Sure, he was brilliant, but his real secret weapon was something anyone can use, a consistent daily practice, a habit that was totally non-negotiable for him, day in and day out. And that habit, it all revolved around this one single number, 5. And here it is, the big idea, the 5-hour rule. It's actually super simple. It's the practice of setting aside 1 hour every single weekday, Monday to Friday, just for deliberate learning and reflection. And that word deliberate is everything. This isn't about mindless scrolling. It's about actively thinking, practicing, and exploring new ideas. The math on this is as easy as it gets, right? 1 hour a day times 5 weekdays gives you 5 hours of dedicated growth every single week. When you look at it like that, it suddenly feels a lot less intimidating and way more achievable. Okay, I know what you're thinking because it's exactly what I thought too. Wait a minute. Stop working for an hour every day? I can't afford that. I'm already swamped. Won't I just fall behind? And you know what? It's a totally fair question, and it really gets to the heart of why this rule can be so tricky, but also so powerful. This is what we could call the productivity paradox. See, on one hand, you've got this short-term busyness, just trying to check off as many tasks as possible, focusing on immediate results, and always reacting to whatever fire pops up. But on the other hand, you've got long-term genius, and that's about developing deep skills, gaining incredible insights, and actually solving problems at their root. The 5-hour rule is all about trading a little bit of that daily busyness for a whole lot of long-term genius. And this is the absolute key. On any given day, Benjamin Franklin probably got less stuff done than his peers who were just hustling from dawn till dusk. But by investing that 1 hour in himself, he was compounding his knowledge. Over the long haul, that investment paid off in a huge way, turning him into the legend we remember today. But hey, let's be super clear here. This isn't just some dusty old habit from the 1700s. The 5-hour rule is absolutely alive and well, and some of the biggest names on the planet are using it right now. I mean, just look at this list. You've got Bill Gates, who's famous for taking entire think weeks and reading about 50 books a year. You have Oprah Winfrey, who says reading is what gave her the foundation for her success. Even Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter. These people aren't outliers. They are living proof of this principle. So, here's the main takeaway. For people at the top of their game, this constant learning isn't some luxury they get to enjoy because they're successful. No. It's a core strategy that made them successful and, more importantly, keeps them there. Okay, so we get the what and the why. It sounds great in theory, but what about the how? How do you actually carve out this time when your day is already a mess of meetings and deadlines? Let's break down how you can actually make this rule work for you. And here's a little twist. The first step isn't about frantically searching for a magical extra hour in your day. It's a totally different way of thinking. It's about intentionally creating slack. So what in the world is slack? Well, it's not about being lazy or zoning out. It's the complete opposite. It's when you purposefully build little pockets of empty, unstructured time into your schedule. This is the space where the real, deep thinking can finally take place. Look, when you're just running from one thing to the next, all you can do is react. You never get a chance to reflect. This slack time is where those amazing slow hunches, those little ideas that need time to connect and grow, can finally come to life. It's where you stop fighting fires and start figuring out what's causing them in the first place. So here's a super simple 3-step plan. First, schedule the hour. I'm serious. Put it in your calendar and guard that time like it's a meeting with the most important person in the world. Second, disconnect. Turn off the phone, close the email tab, create some real, actual empty space. And third, Just follow your curiosity. Use the time to read something interesting, think about a project, or even experiment with a new skill. The key is just to be actively engaged.
When it's all said and done, this whole thing is really about a huge mindset shift. It's about moving away from this idea that we have to be constantly busy and productive and instead embracing the power of consistent, dedicated learning. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. 5 hours a week? That's over 250 hours in a year. Just take a second and imagine what that much focused effort could do for you. What skill could you learn? What subject could you master? Who could you become in just 1 year?